Greetings, fellow explorers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector Scrappy Privateer, Episode 49, Cryosleeper. Where we're picking up most recently is that we were fighting the Luds up here in whatever this is called, Alpha Sidor, and we found a lovely Legion, a 14th Legion. So the current priority right now is to get that home. And then I will update the priority. I pretty much know what I'm going to do this stream, so you guys are along for the ride. A pirate has plans. And Max, thank you for the bits, too. Alright, so we're going to need some fuel to get home. So I'm going to go to Yama, which has the pirate military base, which has a lot of fuel for sale. We currently have that Legion mothballed, because we don't have the crew to even use it. So I'm going to have to avoid storms and everything on my way back, because mothballed ships, if they're hit by a storm, is like very terrible. It could break it. Warwick, thank you for the sub, kicking up the Golden Kappa train. I've gotten a few of those in my time as a streamer. It's infrequent. Alright, so we're gonna go slow through the storm and try to make our way to Karas. So Karas is in the southwest quadrant, which should be near this white dwarf, but since we have a very fragile ship in tow, I'm not gonna jump into that system through the white dwarf. I'll go through the gravity well. I don't want to be sitting on a star with a broken ship. It sounds like a bad idea. And Glitch, thank you for bits again. If you're wondering what this hype train is, it's just like a weird, rare hype train. I don't think it's functionally any different than normal hype trains. It's just rare. It's a shiny hype train. Alright, so I just bought a bunch of fuel for the trip home. And now... actually, let's go to the gate and get home that way. So we do have a colony crisis coming up, but I have alternative plans. Plans that I think will help me more in the long run, which should be fun and spicy. People that contribute to this get a Golden Kappa emote? Is that the case? I don't even know. You'd think I'd know, but I don't. I pay so very little attention to the sort of back end, other than the tech setup. It's possibly embarrassing. Alright, closest to get home would be Samael. Or, yeah, let's go Samael. No, but there's a bunch of storms there, so I'm gonna go to Magic. Alright, go through a jump point and get home. So let's go ahead. I do have the... I do have an unnamed Dominator, and then the Legion, which is also unnamed. So I am gonna run a giveaway for those two ships. And at this point, I have so many ships, I'm not gonna care about duplicate names. It's fine. Trying to figure out if a name's a duplicate is like too much effort for me. It's not worth it anymore. Alright, Langalata, Forthanon, here we come. And Katarlo, thank you for the resub too. And Stochastic Turtle and Petrable for bits. And welcome. Oh, running into storms. Yeah, there was a lot of people with tiny ships that I never use, but like, since I'm allowing duplicates, if they get a better ship, that's fine if they are also a tiny ship. Jumping in the nascent gravity well. Yoink. Oh, what fleet was that? It was a bunch of S-modded things, like, chasing me. I don't like that. Putting everything away. Yoda, what you barking at? So we had a remarkable amount of our ships deployed. And I am going to probably raffle off all of the current unnames. So I'll pull them out to be raffled. A lot of these unnames are not built well. In fact, a lot of my ships aren't built well, to put it simply. Mostly because I can't be bothered to, like, carefully tinker with them. It's like, whatever. You know? Whatever. I'm happy to kill things with brute force. Wait, did that have a name? Tethra? No, no. That needs to be raffled too. Brute force approach is my go-to. Alright, that's all the ships. So while I wait on that raffle timer, that's another 2 minutes, let's set up, oops, that's not what I meant to do. Let's set up the Legion. I don't really know how to build a Legion well, but I will do my best. I'm not going to S-mod any of it though, which means it's going to be a rather underpowered Legion until I S-mod. But that's fine. So 2 broadswords works, and instead of rocket bombers, I'm going to go with longbows, if I have them. Yeah, I do. I like longbows better. Expanded missile racks, don't need that. And instead of expanded missile racks, we are going to stick in the augmented field drive so that I can burn faster with it in tow. So its move speed now is 9. Wait, 9 plus 2. Oh, because we're in a... Wait, why is it? Oh, yeah, 9. Okay, so I don't even need that to be built in. That's good. And then we'll also add expanded deck crew. Reduces the rate at which the fighter replacement rate decreases due to fighter loss and increases the rate that they recover. But it also increases the crew required per fighter bay, but that's okay. And then the other one I wanted was the rescue shuttles. So rescue shuttles reduces the casualties suffered by fighter pilots by 75%. So those are 2 mods that are particularly helpful for carriers. So carrier mods. Taking a look at how it's actually built. Poorly. So let's see. On the sides, it has regular flak cannons. I think that's fine. I don't think I need dual flak. Even though dual flak's better, it increases the point cost, which I think I can do better doing elsewhere. Let's give this some hammer barrage. So these missiles are mostly front-facing. Whereas, like... And I just pulled a squall off of that, which is going to be really helpful for the Pegasus, so I'll do that in a second. But hammer barrages are kind of nice to have. And then for the medium size, we'll do the... I'll do a center flak pointed... Or, you know what? Let's do a dual flak pointed forward and then 2 hyper velocities. Alright, this is a far more reasonable build, I think. It has a lot of point defense, probably more than it needs, and I did just hear that, so I'll run that off in a second. Alright, so this is built. Now, the name of the Legion is the Cowley. The name of the Pirate Mule is the Glitch. The Sunder is Paragodog. The Dominator will go with Simply Fig. The Aurora is Petrable. The Eagle, Scorpio. Griffin, Fixable. The other eagle, last but not least, is the Udigal. Udigal 9. Okay, bunch of raffles. So while I'm thinking on it, there are a few other things I wanted to do. I'm going to put these ships away. So one is, I want to make a... Well, no, I don't have the story points for it, so never mind. I'm going to improve the Ginkav, but I made some mistakes in building the Ginkav, and the S-mods that are built in are part of that mistake, meaning essentially the Ginkav is irredeemable, and I should start over and build a new one from scratch. As sad as that sounds, rolling out probably the unnamed or the Susashtig to like not make the errors that I made. But here's what we're gonna do. Molnir cannons on the front, Devastator cannons for anti-fighter on the sides, flat cannons for point defense and missiles. I'm not gonna bother with missile hardpoints at all, and then flak in the back. So this is the new Ginkav, and this ship I'm just gonna strip, the unnamed one. All right, let's put both of those away. I'm not using them right now. And then the other thing I wanted to do is to take the Pegasus Lancer and switch the Locus SRM to a Squall for suppression. Because the Legion had a Squall on it, and I'm going to repurpose the Squall, giving it to the Pegasus. I actually want to make another change here as well to its loadout. So I like the grab beams. But I'm going to change some of the weapons, and possibly some of the weapons on my own ship as well. Flat cannons, I can't say have been all that useful. So I'm going to give myself hypervelocity drivers, because I find that my my own ship, my capital ship, doesn't punch shields as well as it could. So hypervelocity drivers have a range of 1,000. Which is just under the range of my beams, because I run advanced optics, so my beams have a range of 1,200. And I'm trying to think if there's any other changes I would want to make. General lasers are fine. They are very underpowered, but they're good for annoying little things that I want to kill. I'm going to put another tack laser in the back, because I have burst PDs on the sides, and another tack... Actually, you know what? I'm going to put tack lasers here, and burst PDs there. So burst PDs are going to be sort of my side, and then tack lasers in the back, just so that, like, those stupid little ships that, like, try to fly up your butt get triple tack lasered. And then if they get really close, there's heavy... Well, you know, I have heavy burst in the back. You know, this is fine. I might have to tinker with this, but this is fine. So let's weapon group this. Tack lances on 1, ion beam, hyper velocity on 2, ion beams and grav beams on 3, with all of the tack lasers, and then burst PD on 4, heavy burst on 5. All right, I think this will improve the DPS. Because the biggest thing, the only thing of hypervelocity drivers, the downside is that they are kind of flux per shot high. So we'll see if that ends up being a problem. It might not. I don't know. So then the other thing I wanted to do on the Pegasus is let's give it a big old dual flak in the front to protect it from missiles coming in, because the Pegasus does not have a ton of its flux capacity. When you're trying to use it as a missile ship and you're using the missile reload, it burns through its flux capacity quickly. All right, and then we'll give ion beams. So we have grav beams and ion beams for suppression, which is really good for suppression. And then the other thing I can do when ships get way up in its face is do, like, you know, maybe I'll do more grav beams. Have this be a bit of a beam ship. I mean, grav beams are really, really strong, but they're not strong really on... Oh, you know, what I could do is do the heavy burst lasers in this hybrid slot. leaving 3 open slots. Ideally, I would want anti-shield medium hardpoints. Probably I would need to strip that from other ships. But I'll do our pulse laser. I'll do ion cannons. All right, so I'm gonna have to strip some other ships, I think, and I'll replace the back with burst PD. Okay. So anyone that looks like they have hypervelocity drivers, because that's what I want to move around. And Cthulhu Tentacles, thank you for the resub too, and to everyone for the hype train. So those are Maulers. The third Invictus might have stuff. True. We'll take the Stochastic. It doesn't actually look like it has hypervelocity drivers, though. No, it doesn't. I'm going to strip it anyway, because it's built kind of wrong, but we'll deal with that later. I know I put hypervelocity drivers on Cowley. Okay, so Taco Man has hypervelocity drivers, as does Simply Fig. So I am going to refit both of those Dominators with something else in the front. Oh no, there's Goss. Never mind, I misread that. Those are large slot, not medium slot. I mean, herein lies the problem of the fact that I don't buy parts, is I'm very restricted to what I have available to me, which for better, you know, is for better or for worse. So sometimes I get a windfall and I have a lot of parts that I can tinker with, and then sometimes it's just like, nope. So what I'm missing here is a medium ballistic point for the front. Something that, like, punches, and I really wanted the hypervelocity drivers, because what I think here's the reason. The Pegasus has the Reaper launchers, which are amazing for armor and hull. So I need something that punches shield, and punches shield well. And when it comes down to it, a lot of the medium slot ballistics are kind of meh. Or they have very short range. So you have the assault chain guns, if I have one of those. So these are really good for anti-armor, not good for anti-shield. You've got flak and dual flak, but that's again for like point defense and fighters, so not great here. Maulers are anti-armor. Needlers could be okay. They're a little fluxing, but I only have one of them, and I don't think I want like a weird mixed. And then the Arbalest autocannons, they're okay. I guess I could settle for them. I really wanted hypervelocity drivers though, but yeah, I'll settle for Arbalists. They're really underwhelming. Oh, that's a heavy autocannon. I even put the wrong one in. Heavy autocannons. I'm trying to think. Yeah, we'll go with Arbalest if I have enough. So this is if you look at the damage, it's like 214 damage per second for the heavy autocannons, and for the Arbalest, it's less, but the flux per shot, like flux per damage, is lower on the Arbalists, so that it will be easier to fire that continually, which is why I'm going for Arbalest over heavy. But maybe I'm wrong about that build. But all right, there we go. There's the Pegasus. It took me long enough. But let's do weapon groups on this as well. So Cyclones, I'm actually going to put them on the same slot. Because no, I'm going to have them on different slots. Because when I use them, I like to alternate. So the Squalls are on 3. All of the point defense, let's put all beams on 4 and point defense on 5. The Squall's on 7. Okay. Looks good. Alright, now that you've been very patient with me tinkering with the ships. There is a new goal that I have for myself. So, we're headed to the Abyss. And I am going to want my storage ships coming with me, and then just some light wings. Nothing too expensive to go deep into the Abyss with, because the Abyss is expensive to travel to. So I'm just going to take 2 of the Eradicators and the 2 Tempests. A very light escort, but that's what I want. And then let's go ahead and refit the large ships here with advanced sensors, high resolution sensors, so that I can see better. The Abyss is a very dark place, and high res sensors is going to help a little bit, I think, giving me some vision range that I wouldn't otherwise have. All right. Oh, you know what's funny is I have a hypervelocity driver here on my, you know what, I'm going to strip that. I'll give this something that I'm not going to want ever, so I'll give it a Mauler. So that hypervelocity driver is going to be more useful elsewhere. All right, so this is my escorts. Let's put away just about everything. Also a ton of the crew, because I don't need that much crew. Update the priority here. Head to the Abyss. And there's a few other things I want to do. So I'm going to bring some transmutonics with me. I'll bring 900. Nah, I'll bring 1,000. 1,000 transmutonics, a lot of fuel, and a lot of maybe not that much, but a lot of supplies. So the owned ships are never parts of pickets. Pickets are ships that your colony manufactures through orbital works. So the way pickets work is the quality of the ships are controlled by heavy industry or orbital works, and whether or not you're meeting the supply and all that. And then they're deployed by high command. So those are the things that control your pickets and standard defense wings and the like. I'm also going to start hazard paying for the other 2 planets so they grow a little bit faster in my absence. So this is my fleet. Cool. Very straightforward. Let's rip. So, where is the Abyss? The Abyss is down here. The Orion Perseus Abyss. That's where we're headed. So defender fleets, yes, they have to be manufactured, and this is a typical heavy patrol. So your typical heavy patrols are controlled by these dials here. So like if you want many ships or warships, carriers or phase ships, you can control that. So I like warships, and then I like ship size. So I like big warships. And then here you can say what kind of ships you want to prioritize. So I can say I want to prioritize let's say Invictus and Eradicators. And then this will be a typical heavy patrol. So you'll have like an Invictus and 2 Eradicators as a typical heavy patrol. And this is driven by, there we go. There's a typical heavy patrol. This is driven by the economy of the ships that they're built from. So, I wonder if it actually says that. It doesn't actually say that anywhere, but that's how it is. You can also buy things custom. So like if I wanted to make an Invictus, I could like pay for my orbital works to make one. But I only use scrap ships in this series, so that doesn't make sense. All right, off we go. I'm going to turn off my transponder. I don't really need that on for where I'm headed. And let's go ahead and jump to Gamma Iron. Whoa, that was... I watched a regular slipstream form past me. That's pretty wild. Alright, we're at Gamma Iron. I want to then go to Beta I. Woo, and we're in the Abyss. So, if you're wondering about the Abyss here, it's very dark, you can't see very far, and you move very slowly. 25% of the normal speed. Oh, hello. Sure, yeah, let's get in a fight. Killing everyone on our way to the Abyss sounds on brand for our pirate. And King Jet, thank you for tuning into a live stream. So you can see why I brought some light wings, so that if I run into some fights, I've got, you know, it's not just me versus the fleet. I didn't want to run something expensive because it's expensive to run, to fly around the Abyss. You know, you move slowly, it takes a lot of supplies and fuel, so I'm trying to do it as inexpensively as possible. So I definitely feel the hypervelocity drivers. Although these ships don't have shields, but like, I don't know, it feels like it's a difference. Already. I think it's just the Eradicator cleaning up the last picket. Oh no, there's a Bastillion or whatever. Oh no, that's even smaller. Okay, there we go. Ooh, well, got a beta core out of that. All right. So I just wanted to pop into this system to see if there was a gate here. There is a Tundra world that I want to check out. Because sometimes the more inhabitable a world is, typically the more likely it is to have ruins, but that's not always true. It's just a general rule of thumb. So yeah, let's head over to the Tundra world, because that's maybe somewhat inhabitable, and see if I get lucky there. But this system doesn't have a gate, this binary system, so it's not like I'll be able to gate back home from Beta I. Oh, another fight. No matter if I do. These fights are not too hard. So one thing I should do is figure out hypervelocity drivers. They have about the same range as my tack lances, just a little shy of tack lances. Figuring out the total range is going to be useful for when I'm trying to like whittle down enemy ship shields. And those tack lasers on the back sure don't do a lot of damage, but it is nice to have just a little bit of like extra suppression for the small ships that get around me. So when they get behind me there, as you can see, they blew up on, and I didn't have to turn around. Because the Paragon's turn speed is not great. Whoops, I missed. So making up for some of its weaknesses is ideal. Done and done. Wow, I have so many gamma cores. Someone wants to be promoted. And, I just learned the location of a mothership. So, where is that mothership? Because motherships can have really spicy loot, although I might not have the fleet to take it on. Yeah, the mothership is here in Beta I. It's inside a ring system some distance away from the center, so it's probably part of this, like, ring system here somewhere. I can go looking for it. It's not what I came here for to do, but a little detouring isn't going to kill me. All right, Nick the Good. You need a little bit extra stability. Is there? Yeah, I'm going to build ground defenses as Nick the Good with the money I have, just to raise its stability up a little bit. Oh, so another thing that I wanted to mention is because Nick the Good actually fully became decivilized, and I didn't think to stabilize it when it was being attacked, it now has a permanent decivilized subpopulation, which in any other series I'd be really annoyed by, but in this specific one, I think it's hilarious because we're pirates, and Nick the Good now has a permanent den of iniquity, right? Like, it's a pirate haven. So, like, that's awesome. How does one capture a ship again? So you, if you're trying to capture ships, you have to salvage them. So there's a bunch of different skills that you have, but some of the big ones would be salvaging. Salvaging increases the cost of, increases the post, but actually that's not for ships. Salvage ships would help, and hull restoration would help. So when you destroy ships, you have a chance that you can turn those ships into your own ships by a bunch of the industrial skills. And that Tundra has nothing. I'll survey it anyway, because it's probably like a class 4 survey data. It's probably pretty inhabitable. What is its inhabitability? 125? Yeah, that's not bad at all. That's like northern Canada. This just give me another... Is this the same mothership location or something new? So I'll go looking for the mothership. If I can take it on, I can take it on. And then I want to push on. I don't want to spend too much time in the abyss in this system, which isn't actually what I'm after at all. So my sensor range is increased a bit, as you can see, because of the ships with high-resolution sensors. So it's up 330. It's a high-resolution sensors does have diminishing returns, so adding it to every ship isn't going to be as that useful. But high-resolution sensors is pretty nice for when you're trying to find things. The alternative, of course, would be neutrino detection, but I don't have neutrino detectors, and I don't usually fly around with volatils. But neutrino detectors is sort of like a metal detector for like things in space, but it's very inaccurate. It kind of just gives you a gist of like, oh, there's something kind of westward, and like that's all that you're gonna get from it. So after doing one lap here, I'll bail. I don't want to stick around here for too long. Once I get to the mothership, it's usually fine. Like, well, we'll see. I just didn't want to take too many losses or destruction or anything. I bet it would be faster if I avoided the nebula. God, where is this? I hate when it's like a ring system. It's like cool, but like this whole thing is a ring system. Like I've been flying for light years now. You call it the false positive detector? Yeah, that's another thing. Gives you a lot of false positives. I suppose if you're really patient and you want to like minesweep an entire system for every little secret it has, it's the way to go, but like it's not for me. Now the stars don't have a ring system. It would show up on the sector map. This is the ring system. These binary stars chewed up any hope of a protoplanet and created rings. Okay, I see pings to the south, or whatever, down. It's not south. Hello, mother. Oh no, you're a Cryosleeper. that's something very different. So Cryosleepers are essentially domain era citizens that are put into like deep sleep. But you know what? I can fight this. So let's go kill the cryosleeping guardian. So the advantage of the Cryosleeper, if you colonize a colony, if you colonize a planet within 10 light years of a sleeper, you end up with a special building that you can build, which is essentially waking up people from cryosleep for huge population gain. So it's really useful to grow planets, but once your planet gets to size 6, it's like very, very useless again. So I don't usually care too much about cryosleep, cryosleepers. I kind of fluxed out here. The eradicators here are like doing not a great job in pressure. There we go. All I need is the eradicators to be shot at so that I can vent. This fight would have been much harder had I not had escort. I also brought, like, max crew, so if a ship does explode, I can recover it without too many losses. I don't think anything's going to explode, though, because we win. Oh, sweet. Got an alpha core off of that. Also got Locust SRMs, which are nice. Another Molyneux, which is really nice. Plasma Cannon, which is great. And, I'll read this for you. The long-haul cryo systems were built to last for centuries of interstellar travel, so it's no surprise that most of the pod-supporting machinery reads as functional. While safe sleeper revivals beyond capability of your fleet, a colony established within 10 light years of this location could benefit from a huge influx of population if facilities to awaken long-haul sleepers, if built facilities. Your executive officer cautions that it is unknown whether having sleepers making up a large population of a colony's population, large percentage rather, would cause any physical or psychological issues down the line. So, there you go. The benefit of a sleeper. And there are only 2 sleepers within the galaxy, so there's one of them. I don't think that is the mothership that was referenced, though. So hypothetically, there's still like a mothership somewhere in this ring, but my patience to try to find it is wearing thin. So I'm yoinking out of here. So if we go to sector here, intel. What, it would be in local? Oh wait, hold on. So some distance away from the center in a ring system, and also, oh no, okay, so I had a very old log for this area as well. We can always return here at some future point. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector Scrappy Privateer, which originally streamed live on Twitch March 26th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you on next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow privateers.